Welcome to Point Blank, the program where we look at hot trends and hotter topics that Singaporeans are interested in. Singaporean. Yeah. Yep, I'm Daryl. Tonight we have with us in our studio Bartholomew Thia, Straight Times online and mobile portal STOMP, Starblogger Dylan Tan.
Thank you.
And Lyn.
Yes. Tonight we're going to be talking about the US elections. Everyone's very caught up because the race is heating up and elections are in less than a month.
So do you think we'll see what do you guys think of the election so far? What are your thoughts?
I think, sorry, I'm just going first.
Okay, go for it.
I think the world needs a new leader. So I think, it's...
So yes, we can?
I think it's come at a time now where I think it's really crucial that we need somebody who can actually make some changes. It's terrible, man. I mean, the events over the past 12 months, it's a terrible place for people to live in, I think, the world right now.
Yeah, but technically, when you say that it's time for a new person, either Obama or McCain, they'll be new. Yeah, either way,
Well, the thing is this, right? I'm pretty apathetic about these things, but I think whoever is doing the job now is doing such a bad job. Whoever's taking over can't be that bad anymore.
So that's not two evils kind of thing.
I think so. Yeah.
Bartholomew?
I think both candidates are exceptional and to a large extent pretty much acceptable to the rest of the world.
Exceptionally good or exceptionally bad?
Exceptionally good. I mean, in a positive way. So I'm a McCain supporter, but I have great sympathies for him. The fact that I think that he's in the wrong party, because a lot of things that he's proposing is actually at odds with his party, and Republican has a very bad reputation because of the corruption and because of mismanagement of Hurricane Katrina and all these issues pent up against the party. So I think I hope McCain wins, but I think Obama is likely to win this time.
So you think he belongs in the Democrats?
No, I don't think he belongs to the Democrats.
So where do you think he belongs to?
I wish that he would have been braver and run as an independent. Because in terms of wanting small government, he is firmly on the Republican side. But in terms of trying to legalize immigration or giving legal status to the Mexican, he is actually at odds with his party. But
he's maverick.
Yeah, that's what he is, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a maverick. He doesn't belong.
This is just a term that everyone uses, but he
bending it around.
Yeah, but he supports Bush 95% of the time. How maverick is that?
Okay, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, what do you think of the mudslinging that's been going on? Traditionally, there's been a lot of smear campaigns, especially with politics, it's very dirty.
Yeah.
So what do you think of all the, celebrity and...
It's typical, right? I mean, it's typical. This is in elections, people are gonna try and bust some dirt on each other. And I think it's for the public to sort of believe. I mean, don't believe everything you read.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like you said earlier, at the end of the day, come 4th November, you have to just choose the lesser of two evils.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at what Mad TV, an American sketch comedy television series, did to spoof these two presidential nominees. Take a look.
John McCain claims he has the edge when it comes to national security because he is a veteran of the Vietnam War. But after you hear what a fellow veteran of that war says about him, you might ask, is this senior citizen right for the White House?
At the POW camp, John McCain was not helpful. He never gave us the information we requested, no matter how many times we asked him.
Uncooperative.
John McCain was angry all the time. He would lose his temper and scream and yell at everybody.
Anger issues.
When we pressed him, he would give us false information.
Liar.
One night, John McCain snuck up behind a guard and took his AK-47. Unbelievable.
Thief.
And he just opened fire at everything.
Pro-assault weapons.
I personally witnessed John McCain being tortured.
Involved with torture. Uncooperative. Anger issues. Liar. Thief. Pro-assault weapons and involved with torture. Don't we already have this guy? John McCain. More of the same. Paid for by Barack Obama and or Hillary Clinton for president. Now the swift boat is on the other foot. Take that, Republicans.
This message is endorsed by me, John McCain.
In 1968, John McCain was in a POW camp in Vietnam, and that's where he learned what serving his country really meant. But where were Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton during the Vietnam War?
Why didn't Barack go to Vietnam? In 68, he was 7. There's no way he would have gone.
No way he would have gone.
In 68, Hillary was the smartest girl in the class. She would stay up all night studying. In fact, I can only remember one time in 4 years when she was drunk.
Drunk?
In 1968, Barack Obama was such a good boy. He was so happy, didn't have a care in the world.
Didn't care.
She couldn't have been drafted because she's a woman.
She's a woman? Do you want a president who doesn't care? A drunk? And there's no way they would have gone to Vietnam? Okay, so we have that now. But not one that's a woman. Or a black guy. Come on, really? A black guy or a woman? Please. War hero. Black guy or a woman? You choose. Paid for by John McCain for president. And hey, Democrats, don't try to swift vote us, you bastards. We invented the swift vote, and we've got your swift vote right here.
Okay, I thought that was a pretty good skit. I mean, one thing about all these like spoofs, they always poke very legitimate fun.
Yeah.
And, I think it was very funny and got the point across because there's so much mudslinging going on, And since given that how pervasive the media is nowadays, so everybody has a chance to take a look at what's going on, the real debate as well as like the spoofs that are going on.
I think what it is as well is it makes politics a little bit more accessible to people who normally don't care. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty apathetic about this thing, but a lot of what I know is I actually seen, I've seen stuff like that. I've seen stuff by Chris Rock. So behind all the comedies is actually a serious issue, and I guess if that's the way that I mean, the future of the world relies on young people. They're not going to read propaganda these days.
Like us, right, young people.
Well, like you, not me. yeah. But I mean, if it gets the message across, comedy, music, whatever, fine.
What are your thoughts?
I think political satire is actually an important part of getting politics and messages across. So it's a pity that we don't have it much in Asia, let alone Singapore. We don't see much of it here, and that I thought is a pity. Yeah. Just on the point of the short clip, I kind of I don't recall McCain being pro Guantanamo in any way, and I believe that he has actually spoken out against Guantanamo. So I thought that point that he's pro Guantanamo was a bit. Yeah,
but I guess they just want to make it funny.
They always stretch it a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I think one of the things that we were looking at also was that how it affected all of us, even though we are not directly in the US, but how okay, for instance, we have this global poll held by the Reader's Digest. So why don't you guys take a look? The poll was conducted by the Reader's Digest between June and July, in which a total of 17,000 people in 17 countries participated in. And as you can tell, support for Obama is significantly stronger in all other nations. They also have the issues that are important to them: economy, poverty, and environment. And majority in India, South Africa, and Netherlands and France would be interested in moving to the US, whereas the rest of the respondents, Poland, Russia, Indonesia, Australia, expressed a lack of interest. But the important thing is that a lot of people thought the election of Obama would likely to improve the image of the US, which is very interesting because, you think that Obama is just one man and, he's sort of slightly leaning towards protectionism and all that. But, yet the whole world really likes him, So what do you guys think as people out of?
I think the whole world is infatuated and infatuated with Obama, but that is not this poll. If you track previous polls, typically the world doesn't like Republican presidents or Republican presidential candidate. So if you compare Gore or Bush, you have found that a lot of people have liked Gore better. If you compare Bush and Kerry, a lot of people have liked Kerry better. In a way, it's very strange because Republicans are more robust in terms of defense and in terms of national interest, national security issues. So that may have is the image to the rest of the world. So it doesn't rub off that well with the Europeans or you see.
Yeah.
So there's a natural bias against Republican presidential candidates.
I think for some reason as well. I mean, Obama, more than any other presidential candidates in the past, he's a real media darling. You know, I mean, he's been on the covers of so many magazines. It's not something that you see very, very often. Obama has graced the cover of magazines like GQ. I mean, lifestyle magazines. I mean, he's not just on the cover of Time magazine or Newsweek magazine. He's on the cover of GQ, Esquire. But he's a charismatic person. He's very, very charismatic. He's quite good looking. He's young, so I think that kind of.
And I think if he were to win, then he will make history as the first African American president. I think
the thing that I'm glad is it's gone beyond that. These days, people no longer look at it and go like, he'll be the world's first black president. I mean, yes, that would be very, very significant. But I think it's gone beyond that. I think his sort of proof is his sort of worth now that he is capable, you know, regardless of whether. He's black. I mean, the people saying, is he black enough to be black? Yeah.
On the point of charisma, I think that the world is infatuated with Obama. There's a certain romantic notions attached to the fact that he is not only black, he's actually mixed descendant, and he has spent time in Asia,
Indonesia,
Jakarta, and Hawaii. That is the first point. The second point I would like to make is that there's a danger with this charisma, in the sense that I think it has allowed him to escape scrutiny and a lot of serious consideration for his issues. And I'm afraid that when he becomes president, a lot of people are going to be very disappointed.
Okay, I think it's also because like I read somewhere that, you know, it's always about brand management when you campaign and all that, and Obama has become such a big brand that, you know, like, I mean, you have like celebrities, singers supporting him, and you have like you know, like the underground movement. You have like people spray painting their sneakers, and you know, all these like undercurrents and all that. That people are not scrutinizing, like as you say, like his policies, like close enough. You know,
he could. Yeah, I agree. He could very well be a bad president, but I think to sort of expect him to be a miracle worker and sort of turn the world around, you know, by the end of November, that would be expecting a little bit too much. But I also think that the fact that he's actually a citizen of the world sort of reflects the sort of society we live in. I mean, a lot of us these days are born in one country, you know, eventually we go study in another one, work in somewhere else, and then we come back and work in our own country again, the place that we were born. So I think that sort of helps us. I mean, helps a lot of young people sort of connect with him.
That's right. Okay, I agree totally. Okay, but before we go on, I think we have a comment from Red Devil 72. As an independent, McCain won't be able to raise enough money to run for president. He needs the party backing. I think this is in response to your previous...
I realized that was a thing that I didn't actually say, but it was obvious that he would have needed the Republicans. If I had gone it alone, he would have made a better candidate in the sense that his positions on various issues would have been a lot more consistent, and he didn't need to pander to his Republican right. But that may have cost him a lot of money.
And it's always, I think it all boils down to quite a fair bit of money. But I mean, his wife is actually quite an heiress herself, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, but anyway, we're going to go on to our next poll. Actually, this was found on The Economist. And check out this picture. So anyone in the world can go online and log in and vote. Okay, worldwide is 8,482 Democrat votes against 13 Republican votes. Okay, what's interesting to note that is in Singapore, 87% for Democrats and 13% for Republicans. So it's just like it's very interesting to see that, you know, Singaporeans are like taking an interest, but you know, at the same time they're going more to the Obama. So like, okay, like among your friends, your contemporaries and all that, do you guys like talk about politics and you have your friend coming in to say like, hey, you know McCain, wow, blah blah McCain. But you know, you do hear about people talking about Obama.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you know, Obama is quite cool, you know.
He's got a sexy campaign. I mean, I think one of the Starbloggers pointed out Obama has got a sexy campaign. He's got lots of celebrities sort of backing him and all that. But I think that all boils down to the fact that he is a lot more charismatic than John McCain, who you know, we watch him on the presidential debate and all that. He looks like he's struggling even just speaking, and then you have Obama and it's you know, slim cut suit and he's kind of holding the mic.
And hungry.
Exactly, he's a slim guy. He's a Hollywood president, man. This guy could play a president. This guy could play a black president in a movie. I think that's kind of sort of endeared, Obama a lot more to people. People don't look at the issues. People don't realize what the issues are, but they just sort of look at it superficially. It's the same way, I decided that today's topic is a little bit more serious and, funny that both Bart and myself, we decided to come in jackets because not knowing whether we're going to be overdressed or not. But given the sort of seriousness of the issue, I mean, I went to work today in a t-shirt and I got changed just before I came here, actually,
So the thing is that, you've used words like he's so cool and, everyone likes him for his charisma and everything, but where are the capabilities behind all of this? Do you think that people are just going to vote for him based on that ultimately?
I think my gripe with McCain is he's old. He's 72 years old. He is very, very old. 10 years ago, at 62, he would have been just as old. But I think what sort of worries me as well is his candidate for vice president, Sarah Palin. I don't think she's done herself any favor at all to McCain. I think if John McCain gets elected and touch wood, he doesn't last 4 years and something bad happens to him and something runs wrong.
But I just want to come back to that point. You see, again, these words like cool, charismatic, game, they are vacuous words. Okay, they mean nothing. They mean no policy. So the fact that people say that I'm going to vote for vote for Obama because he's cool is actually a worrying statement in itself. It's not something that we should jump out and say, hey, rejoice that Americans are voting that way. It's not a good thing.
They're going to vote the cool dude.
Exactly. It is not a good thing. The second point I would like to make is that, again, it was a bit tragic that McCain has chosen Palin, but I think it was a smack of desperation that he need to placate his own party. He need to get them out to vote and get them enthusiastic. So if he had run for if you believe the media reports, he really wanted to choose Joe Lieberman. He was toying with the idea of choosing Joe Lieberman. Unfortunately, Joe Lieberman is a pro-abortion. So that automatically disqualified him in the eyes of the Republican establishment. So if McCain had run as an independent, he may not have won, but his message, and he would really come out as the person that he is. And that would have been an exceptional candidate. But now he has to
with enough money.
Exactly. Now, because he needs the money, he needs a Republican. And he has hemmed himself into a situation whereby it is very difficult for him to box out of. So I'm afraid that for this election, he's effectively trapped.
Okay, one other point is that, why don't we take to the comments again? Red Devil has a comment for Dylan. Has he heard of the Bradley effect?
You know what? I'm a dumb guy, man. Someone explain to me what the Bradley effect is.
I actually, by some chance of fate, I did read up on the Bradley effect, and it was actually on this Tom Bradley, who lost a close gubernatorial race in California 26 years ago, despite being ahead in late polls. So it was the fact that a lot of people did say that, I'm going to vote for this Tom Bradley, but in the end, when it came right down to it, this Tom Bradley is a black guy that will be the first governor, black governor and all that. So a lot of people just didn't go through with it. So they're just like, because when you're in the poll,
that could always happen.
Poll booth, you're totally private. And
exactly.
You're not under any stress to say like, I'm going to go for the cool guy or I'm going to go for this guy.
This is just behavioral economics at work, because when they poll people, do you want a tax cut? So people will say that, no, I don't want a tax cut. I want to keep public services. Things like that. So but then when they go to the poll booth, they will vote for the guy who offered him a tax cut. So they want to. So when the interviewer asked that guy, so they were afraid of being judged as a racist or for some reason. So they'll say, I support McCain. I support Obama. No problem. But then when they go to the booth, in their own privacy, it may be different.
It could also be a case where they just don't want to admit that they're racist.
Exactly. Probably, It could be a few percentage points of that,
There's a chance that could happen. I mean, I think a lot of people do sort of come out and say they support Obama and all that, but who knows? I mean, we all know.
Okay, things are sort of heating up, and we're going to go for a short break. When we come back, we're going to bring through like the serious issues.
Wow.
I'm leaving.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to be serious.